Okay, so this time round we are doing Nothing But the Thieves and Your Blood. It's a more modern song than I'm usually doing, which is still 6 years old, 2020 when it came out. Great song. It's one of those songs that starts with a single acoustic and then just builds and builds and builds into a crescendo and then ends nicely on a soft acoustic again. Similar to God Was Never On Your Side by Motorhead, which I have a tutorial on as well. I'll drop a card on the video. And similar to Radiohead, Exit, you know, the theme from music, from a movie. Which is in Romeo and Juliet. Kind of love these songs that, you know, they just build and build, you know, and it's something that gets to me. It's a fairly simple song. The timing's interesting. Let's just get around the whole setup thing. I'm in standard tuning. I'm using a very soft pick because I want to get that nice acoustic sound, and I'm using a 12 string because I want to build like that sound around it. The original's played with a regular acoustic, and then electric guitars come in. It's important to state right from the outset, this is my version, this is the way I play it, this is not the original, this is not the way it's officially done. I've taken a few liberties here to try and make this sound like, you know, like get some of the influences with the electric, but still using just one guitar. So you can definitely play it alone. Let's get into the song. I mean, probably the most difficult part is going to be understanding the strumming pattern and then the song setup. So the song setup itself is verse, verse, chorus, verse, just one time round, not two, chorus, bridge one, bridge two, and then back to a single verse again at the end. We'll go through all of that. The most important part is to try and get this hand working pretty much like automatically on that strumming pattern, and it's what makes the song actually quite interesting, which is I think of it like a dum-de-dum-dum when I'm thinking about it in my head, and it's like a got it? Alright, so that's quite simple. The song's in E minor, or a majority of the song's in E minor. So that's going to be your first chord. Virtually all of this is in, other than the bridge, is in open chords, which makes it nice and easy. Putting an E minor down. What he does is he goes through a couple of bars of just the E minor in the intro. And instead of playing the all six strings, he's just playing basically the top three, or the bottom three in tone. And then he starts with the first verse. So the chords for the verse are E minor again, G. In order to play the G, I'm going to use like a quick movement. So basically, I'm going to leave my long finger, my index finger, like planted on that second fret, second string, and I'm going to fifth string, and I'm just going to switch out to the G. So basically, all I'm doing is I'm moving my ring finger up to the E string, and then also on the E string. So it's E minor twice, G, and then a B7. If you've never played a B7 before, maybe I'll drop a chord chart in. It's a fairly simple chord, and it's a great chord to play anyway. It's a very bluesy chord. So just play that once, and then back to E minor twice again. That E minor twice at the end, like, is basically like a pause before you go back into it again. So then you go back into it again. So you got the E minor, G, B7, E minor, E minor. So let's put it together with that strumming pattern. E minor, E minor, G, B7, E minor. Twice. And back to E minor. So basically, like between the verses, you're actually playing the E minor 4 times. Alright, so let's get on to the chorus. The chorus is in 2 parts. The first part is played with an A minor. And you're going to play it the same way like you did with the verse. So the A minor is going to be twice. And then a G. And then an E minor. So I've got the same thing. Easy chord progression. So again, A minor twice, G, E minor. Okay, and then with the strumming, A minor, then G, E minor, A minor, A minor, G, the next part of the chorus, you know, the bit that most people remember is basically just 3 chords again. It's C, A minor, E minor. And then sometimes he holds that E minor, like I've seen it like live where he holds it, so I say B, E minor twice. I like to do it that way when I'm playing it because it gives me a time to catch my breath while I'm trying to sing it at the same time. So, you know, like, so it's, again, twice over, it's C, A minor, E minor, E minor. So let's put the 2 parts together. We've got the A minor, just the reminder, the G, A minor, G, E minor, C, A minor, E minor, E minor. So it's A minor, A minor, G, E minor, A minor, A minor, G, E minor, C, A minor, E minor, E minor, C, A minor, E minor. All right, so now we've done the verse. The first verse is 2 verses, and then a chorus, and then a single verse, and then a chorus. And then you get into this bridge, and this is where all the electric guitars come in. You know, it starts off with that synth sound, and then it builds into that huge electric like sound. In order to get this sound, what I decided to do was to do it using power chords. Mostly power chords, like a hybrid between a power chord and a bar chord. So the chords I want to play is A minor, B minor, C, and D. Okay. So if I look at them on the neck, it'll be A, B, C, D. Okay, and the first 2 are minors. So if I played it the real way, it would be and then the second 2 are majors. So the way I did it was, because the song's in E minor anyway, and I really want to get this fat sound coming out of it, so I just use, I leave these strings open. So I'm holding the A, and I'm holding the first 2 notes of the minor, and I'm concentrating my my strumming on these notes in particular, and I'm letting these ring out every so often. B, and then to get the major, I'm just dropping in this finger here, okay? D. One more time. A minor, B minor, C major, D major. Okay, and he plays that through 4 times. And then 4 times with singing, so it's 8 times in total. And then he gets onto the bit I really love in the song, which is the second part of the bridge, which is basically, it's supposed to be an E minor, C, A minor, E. But I play it a little bit differently. I think it's played more with power chords anyway, and I just use a standard power chord here. But I'm going to start here on the A string. So the E on the A string is after the D. You know, starting on that 7th fret. And here the timing changes a little bit, but let's just go through the chords first. So I'm playing that E, and I can drop the minor and major key for a second, just for now. So it's E, C. So I've gone back up to that bottom E string, playing it on basically a fret up. E minor, C, A, and E. Right here, when I'm playing the E at the end, what I'm basically doing is I'm playing an E minor. But I'm trying not to hit the rest of the strings here. Even if I do hit the rest of the strings, I think it fits in nicer with that whole power chord feel. So it's E minor, C, A, E. And the transitions are quite quick. So if I'm playing it at full speed, let's try and slow it right the way down. A little bit more difficult for me. E minor, C, A, E, C, A, love it, E, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Plays that through a couple of times, and then he finishes off on a very, very, very soft, soft verse. The way I get around it is I'm already here on the E minor, right? So, and we remember that the E minor, that's the beginning of the verse. So basically you've got to come out of that timing, and you've got to go into the old timing again, which is something that's very doable. But more importantly, in order to get that softness, instead of playing over the main area of the acoustic, I'm going to switch my pick position to up the neck. It just softens the whole song, and I'm going to play it a little bit lighter. So if I'm coming out of it, and we remember that I'm going to play E minor, G, B7, and basically I'm going to finish on that B7 to an E minor. Okay, so it's start slowing it down. And song ends. Okay? The one extra thing that I sometimes add in is when you're playing this B7, you can actually use this finger for a nice little embellishment. So I sometimes throw that in at the end just before the E minor, so it's E minor, starting to slow down. B7. And we're out. And that's it. That's the whole song. So yeah, let's do a little bit of homework first. Like first and foremost, if you're not subscribed and you'd like to subscribe, it's really nice of you. Like just hit the subscribe and hit the bell if you do. It just gives me the motivation to keep making these videos. I don't expect them to be like massive hits because basically, one, I'm not a great guitar player, and two, I pick songs that are not really that popular, but that's just the way I wanted to do it. Secondly, if you have any comments, let me know. I've had some great comments, even just like thanks a lot, or I picked up the guitar for the first time in a long time, which is like really my pleasure. Other songs that you'd like me to do. Right now I have 3 songs in my head, so I mean, if you want to hit me in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm thinking of either doing something by Tool. I like Tool a lot. I think their music's like out there, like in a, you know, on a plane, like Radiohead and Pink Floyd. Or I have a song that Nick Cave describes as the most perfect song ever, to a point where he actually like stopped the car, pulled over and started crying. It was such a good song. Or I could go something a bit more traditional, you know, like I have been doing with Sisters of Mercy, Cure, Cult, that kind of stuff, Susie and the Banshees. Let me know which direction you think I should go in. I'm happy to do it. I'll end up doing them all anyway, but it'd be nice to see which one, which side you guys are thinking on. Certainly help you think of for the future as well. And in the meanwhile, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.